Hey family, this is SP News Nuggets, and we have the beginning of that altercation that happened down there in Atlanta at that Wendy's, you guys, where I guess his name is Rayshard Brooks got killed. I want to share that with you guys, and then we've got what happened when we couldn't see what happened. So I'm going to share that with you right now. Here we go. Hey family, this is SP News Nuggets. Get your studs out. Summer is just right around the corner, and you're going to need those accessories to complement everything you wear. This is 2020, so this is the year to dress and impress. Get your Versace, get your Gucci, all your accessories from Nora's Closet. Authentic designer handbags, everything is authentic and 100% real. Go over there to Nora's Closet. All the name brands you can find. Tell her SP sent you. Are you a Warriors for Children? And she'll work with you.
7 years of age, full-time carpenter.
That was Rayshard Brooks in February this year, just months before he was shot and killed by an Atlanta police officer.
I've always been the type of person to, if you do some things that's wrong, you pay your debts to society.
Brooks shared his story about navigating the criminal justice system with a group called Reconnect.
Well, I just feel like some of the system could, look at us as individuals. We do have lives, it's just a mistake we made, and, not just do us as if we are animals, lock us away. When I did get arrested, it was for false imprisonment and financial credit card fraud. I got sentenced to do 1 year in prison.
When he got out, Brooks had no money, no car, and a mountain of debt.
For one individual to try to deal with all of these things at one point in time is just impossible. You have court costs, probation, just a lot of. You would have to have a lot of money. And I'm fresh out of jail.
Fresh out of jail and in need of a job.
You go to filling out your application and you get to this question: have you ever been convicted of a crime, or have you ever been arrested? And you're sitting there like, oh my God. It just breaks your heart. It's hurting us, but it's hurting our family the most. So as we go through these trials and tribulations, we've made mistakes. And it just causes our kids to be angry inside. And that's a hard feeling to stomach.
All of this, Brooks says, impacted his mental health.
It hardened me at a point, to like, hey, I have to have my guard up because the world is cruel. It took me through seeing different things and in the system. It just makes you hardened to a point.
What Brooks said he needed most was help from the very system that locked him up.
Probation is not there with you every day, like a mentor or something. They're not taking you out to find a job. You have to do these things on your own, and I feel like it should be a way for you to have some kind of person, like a mentor, assigned to you to, keep your track, keep you in the direction you need to be going. We can't get the time back, but we can make up for it. So I'm trying. I'm not the type of person to give up. And I'm going to keep going until I make it to where I want to be.
Randy Kay, CNN, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay, family, this is SP News Nuggets, and I want to share with you guys my ending commentary on what Mr. Brooks has said in this interview. He was in a group called Reconnect. I guess he had got out of prison for doing whatever he said he did, or alleged did, or was convicted of doing. And I wanted you guys to see this. A family member brought it to my attention, and I thought it was very good for you guys to see that he was a down-to-earth person. He wanted to do well and do good in his life. He was not a type of person that gave up. And he's seen the things in this world that disturbed him. And he's seen how things work. So sometimes when we look at a situation, we look at exactly the and then we want to make a decision. Who was right? Who was wrong? And then the argument starts, and then people calling each other names and stuff, and have no understanding. Sometimes in any situation, I would say in all times, but in every situation, there's more to the story. There's more than just a person shot, they were drunk, and that was it. They have a story. They may have even left a legacy of what they believe and how their lives has brought them to where they are. And this young guy had left his story there. He was in a group called Reconnect. There's not so many opportunities for people that gets out of prison or jail once they get convicted or have a criminal record. And he was very aware of that and understood that. And there was another thing that he said, that people make mistakes, but they're not animals. He did not want to be treated like an animal. And so those things right there, I wanted to share with you guys. But not only that, in the last interview that we did, I shared with you guys that some of the things that we did not know, that the officers, after shooting him, actually did him some bodily harm. So a lot of people were saying that the cop was nice and they were just doing their job. But, I knew there had to be more to the story, because people do not just automatically, just because you shoot someone, you lose your job. There had to be more to the story than what we seen. And if people would not come into judgment and be ready to go on one side of the fence or to the other side of the fence because you want to be right or you want to be against what everybody else is saying, look at it like this. Get the whole story. Get more of the puzzle. Put it together. Then come to your decision and then be defensive. But as this cop that decided to put his taser away and pull his gun out and shoot very recklessly, and then not only that, shoot in the back. And like I said, I did not know this until yesterday when we were all together at our 5 o'clock live, that after this cop actually did all of that, he not only shot him in the back and decided to do bodily harm, but after shooting him, he also kicked him. And I don't know how many times he kicked him, but they got video, they got pictures of the officer kicking him and standing on him, and then did not give or render medical service to this person, and it led to his death. So when we say this was a police officer, and yeah, we have bad ones, when a police officer, their job and duty and their oath is to serve and protect. When you do something of that nature, you're worser than the criminal. Because see, when you know better, you're supposed to do better. You can't tell everybody else to do better and you do worse than them. This man is dying. You have shot him, and now you're going to kick him while he's down. And then not only that, you're going to stand on him, and then you're not going to render any kind of medical service. Shame on you.
Kicking Mr. Brooks, and the possible sentence for kicking Mr. Brooks is from 1 to 20 years. And we actually have a photograph of the
these are the charges for Officer Brosnan, and there are a total of 3 charges. And the first charge is for aggravated assault, and this is for standing or stepping on Mr. Brooks's shoulder. The possible sentence for this crime is 1 to 20 years, and this is a photograph of Officer Brosnan, who you can see to the right. And at the time of the photograph, he is standing on the body of Mr. Brooks. And as I've indicated earlier in our conversations with Officer Brosnan, he has admitted that he stood on the body of Mr. Brooks. He said he believes that he was standing on Mr. Brooks's arm, but that is what the photograph shows. We've also charged him with additionally 2 violations of oath. One is for the standing on the shoulder. That is an unauthorized weaponless control technique which the city of Atlanta prohibits. And the second violation of oath was for the failure to render timely medical aid to Mr. Brooks. So the arrest warrants have already been signed. We are asking Officer Roth and Officer Brosnan to surrender themselves by 6 p.m. on tomorrow. Because Officer Brosnan is now becoming a cooperating witness for the state, we are asking the court to grant a bond of $50,000 and to allow Mr. Officer Brosnan to sign that bond. As I indicated, that he would become one of the first police officers to actually indicate that he is willing to testify against someone in his own department. As for Officer Roth, the person who fired the 2 bullets, we're recommending no bond for Officer Roth. If he is given a bond, that would be done by one of our Superior Court judges.